The first option is when the brand allows sales. This means the brand is willing to work with resellers and distributors. 2017 case where the European court in the Coty case ruled that a luxury brand has the right to prohibit its partners from selling products. They simply don't have marketplace sales policies and are not registered in brand registry. Sellers have to send another seller, just like yourself, protect against counterfeits. Now let's look at real-world cases and open a support case. Today we'll break down one of the most important questions for any marketplace seller: how to get brand authorization to sell. We'll talk about when a brand allows it, when it forbids it, when there are no restrictions, and what to do if there is simply no information. I'll show what should be in the authorization letter, how to request authorization correctly, and share real examples from sellers' experiences. By the end of the video, you'll have a ready-to-use guide from the first step all the way to approval. Plus, we'll go through common situations from Amazon forums and other platforms where sellers share their problems, and I'll explain how to act properly. And if you want to go through this process faster and safer, many of the steps can be done through the Supply Leader platform. Now let's go ahead and start with what brand authorization actually is. When you sell a product on Amazon or another marketplace, the platform must make sure you have the right to sell that brand. This is necessary to protect against counterfeits, gray imports, and sellers who damage the brand's reputation. That's why each category in each brand may have different rules. Generally, all situations can be divided into 5 cases. Now, the first option is when the brand allows sales. This means the brand is willing to work with resellers and distributors. It may issue a letter of authorization or sign an agreement, but usually this comes with certain conditions: minimum order quantities, regions, approved platforms. On Amazon forums, sellers write that even with brand authorization, Amazon would still require fresh invoices from an authorized supplier. That confirms that the product is real and purchased officially. The second option is when the brand prohibits sales. This is often seen in luxury segments such as cosmetics, perfume, clothing, and so on. The reason is that brands want full control over who sells their products and how. In Europe, such bans are even legally reinforced, just like in the 2017 case where the European court in the Coty case ruled that a luxury brand has the right to prohibit its partners from selling products on third-party marketplaces to protect its image. That means the platform will side with the brand, then there is absolutely no point in arguing. The third case is when there are no restrictions. This means the brand does not control who sells its products. You can buy goods from a wholesaler and freely list them on Amazon or Walmart. Sellers note that in categories like home goods or kitchen, there are far fewer restrictions. But this also has a downside. If the brand doesn't protect itself, the listing can easily be hijacked by competitors with counterfeit products. Now, the fourth option is when there is no information. This is common with newer, smaller brands. They simply don't have marketplace sales policies and are not registered in brand registry. Sellers have to send dozens of emails and wait for answers. Sometimes there is no reply, sometimes the brand answers really vaguely. Therefore, lack of information is also a working situation and you need to know how to handle it properly. And now the fifth option is when the brand you found is a private label, meaning that another seller, just like yourself, found a factory, arranged production under their brand, and simply maintains a good listing and marketing for their brand. In this case, it is often smarter to build your own brand and work under the private label model. On the Supply Leader platform, there is a full automated functionality for this, and you can directly request customization from white label manufacturers for producing your own products. Now let's go ahead and break down what an LOA is and why you cannot move forward without it. So LOA, or Letter of Authorization, is a letter from a brand confirming your right to sell its products. It must be on a company letterhead with a signature and contact details. Now here's a list of things that an LOA usually includes. Details of the brand and the seller, list of brands or products you are allowed to sell, territory and sales channels, for example, Amazon US or Walmart Canada, validity period and revocation terms, Conditions of quality control and pricing policy. Pay special attention to MAP, minimum advertised price. Many brands include this in the LOA, and if you break MAP and start undercutting prices, the brand may revoke authorization. On Seller Central Forum, sellers share stories where LOAs were revoked specifically because they lowered prices below the set MAP. So MAP is very serious. So let's go step by step through how to get such authorization to sell. Step 1. Gather information. Check if approval is required in the category, if the brand is registered in brand registry, if it has distributors. Step 2. Prepare documents. This includes a legal entity, tax and banking details, account history. Without this, you will not be taken seriously. Step 3. Write to the brand or distributor. In the letter, briefly introduce yourself, specify which products you want to sell, where exactly, and in what volumes. It's important to show your experience and that you are ready to follow the brand's rules and ensure quality. Experienced distributors can immediately judge your expertise in business by your very first letter and how it is presented. Here we try to get either an agreement or invoices from an official distributor. Step 4. Check the LOA. Make sure it contains all required fields, details of both parties, product lists, sales channels, validity period, signature, and contacts. Step 5. Submit an application on the marketplace. On Amazon, this is done through Seller Central. You select the products and click Request Approval. The system will ask you to upload documents, invoices, LOA, sometimes certificates. Step 6. After approval, monitor the quality of your listing and suggest that the brand connect to brand registry or transparency to protect against counterfeits. Now let's look at real-world cases. A very common case. A seller tries to add a product on Amazon and the system immediately asks for brand approval. On Seller Central forums, there are thousands of such complaints. So why does it happen? Because the brand has protection against unauthorized sellers. Amazon wants to make sure the product comes from an official source. So what should you do? Find a real authorized distributor, not a gray one, and get invoices from them, then attach them to your application. Through Supply Leader, this is easier. We find official distributors and provide the correct documents. Another case, a seller already has invoices and an authorization letter, but the application is still rejected. On Reddit and Amazon forums, sellers write that the system may refuse without explanations. The reasons are often formal: an incorrect distributor address, outdated dates, mismatched SKUs, or something like that. The solution is to check documents against a checklist: invoice date not older than 90 days, matching SKUs and UPCs, supplier's address and contacts. If everything is correct, resubmit and open a support case. Supply Leader helps check and correct documents so they pass the first time. Sometimes the brand completely prohibits sales on marketplaces. In the luxury segment, this is common practice. Don't argue here, the platform will side with the brand anyway. So what to do? Either look for official sales channels or switch to another brand. Or take a third route, create your own private label. This is easier and more effective. You control the price, assortment, and quality. Through Supply Leader, this process is built from finding the factory to delivering the finished product under your brand to the marketplace warehouse. There is also a problem with counterfeits. Sellers complain that competitors hijack their listings with fake products. The result is customer complaints and a drop in rating. The solution is to connect to brand registry or transparency. Then each batch of goods is marked and Amazon quickly blocks counterfeits. Supply Leader can help initiate contact with the brand and speed up the process. It's also worth mentioning Walmart. Their requirements for sellers are higher than Amazon's. Why? Because Walmart thoroughly checks reliability. You need a full set of documents: legal entity, tax details, proof of sales experience, order fulfillment metrics, return system, and liability insurance. On forums, sellers write that insurance most often becomes the problem when applying, so prepare it in advance. And the last situation, often faced by beginners. Many complain, "All brands are closed to me, I can't start." In fact, this is normal. A new account has no history and no trust. That's why it's better to start in categories with fewer restrictions. Sellers know that it's easier to start with home goods, kitchen utensils, sports accessories, stationery, or kids products. Here, LOAs are rarely required and invoices from wholesalers are accepted more easily. After making your first sales and building your rating, you'll be able to enter more complex and profitable niches. And now, a short checklist. First, clarify brand status and category requirements. Second, prepare company legal documents. Third, request LOA and invoices from the brand or distributor. Fourth, submit the application on the platform and attach the documents. Fifth, if rejected, check for errors and resubmit. Sixth, after launch, monitor your listings quality and suggest the brand activate protection in brand registry. And one last practical tip: how to write a letter to the brand correctly. First, write from a corporate email with your own domain, not from Gmail, Yahoo, or Hotmail. Second, the letter should be short and businesslike. Who you are, what products you want to sell, on which platform, and in which region. State that you are ready to maintain quality and follow pricing policy. Remember, the first contact with the brand determines everything. If you don't have a business license or your business is too new, it's better to use the supply leader system. We'll do everything for you. Find a distributor, prepare the documents, coordinate authorizations. All you need to do is choose the quantity of goods and pay the invoice. Everything else, insurance, negotiations, control, is something that we're going to handle. Authorization is not some kind of bureaucracy for the sake of a checkbox. It's protection for the brand, the seller, and the customer. Work with documents properly. Don't argue where bans are final, and always look for alternatives. Most importantly, marketplaces today work on the principle, prove it, then sell. Those who understand the rules and prepare documents in advance start faster and earn more. Those who ignore this process lose time and money. So my advice is simple. If you're serious about building a business on marketplaces selling branded products, pay attention to authorization. Or launch your own private label, which is much easier today. If you want to do it yourself, use the checklist I gave you in this video. If you want to shorten the path, connect with Supply Leader and we'll take care of all the routine. That's it. If this was useful, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write in the comments what topics we should cover in the next videos. And we also recommend testing our Supply Leader platform. The link is in the description. See you next time.